Hey friend, being a human and connecting with other people has been really weird during the pandemic. I don't know if you can relate to that. What I've noticed is that everyone's socialization patterns have just shifted quite a bit, and a year or 2 years of not taking initiative seems to have a lot of people like stuck in like default settings. And I think it makes it really, really a lot harder to connect, even with good people who are nice and friendly, etc. So, the time I'm recording this last night, I was at Haley's practice, and Haley ended up on a team that's new or new to her, and it was an established team. And so I figured they had just like this way of doing things, like just a thing. And I found myself like, oh, no one is saying where we're going to lunch. Maybe I'll just put something out there. And they're like, okay, great. And everyone shows up. And I noticed no one had really said anything about getting the coach a Christmas present. And so there's a group of moms. I was off working to the side at practice last night, and I went up and I said, hey, you guys maybe want to get together and get Coach Vernon a Christmas present. And they all were like, yeah. And they were blank, like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll coordinate it. And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. Thanks so much for doing this. And what I thought was really interesting is that there was just like less initiative than I think in the past. And this is problematic when the profession is networking, right? But I think that this really has an opportunity for people that there's going to be people that are going to sit around and wait for people to gather them, like the basketball moms. And then there is a great opportunity for gatherers. And so I became a gatherer and started to be more inclusive, and the responses like really, really, really positive. And the thing is I'm also off, like kind of been being more reclusive, and like I want to watch my show that I didn't finish and stuff like that. And what I'm really feeling convicted about is being the change that I want to see in the world. And that's a challenge that I give for you as well. So I think we just need to be honest about the fact that connecting with people has been more difficult recently than in the past. I'm not going to lie to you about that or pretend that that is not the case. Almost every person, yeah, every person I've talked to, they're saying that it's just different. And so what that means is we need to put a bigger effort into lead generation. Um, and so we have a few choices, right? Number one, we could give up entirely. Number two, we could pretend we're working our business and not really, or just be frustrated with the state of things. Or we could put in more effort, build a little more skill, and become a pillar in the community. And as things start to normalize, which they've been shifting, getting a little bit better, you'll be the gatherer. You'll be the pillar in the community, whether it's the online community or if it's an in-person community, you will be that person. And so today, what I wanted to do is also just review 16 ways to meet people this upcoming year. Now, you don't need to do them all. You just need to get really good and consistent at 2 or 3 of these. And I've got some for online people and some for in-person people. So here we go. Strategy number one for online, your personal social media profile. This is the hub. This is where you can connect with all sorts of people. Number two, a simple connector strategy. This is where you work with people that you know or your customers, and they might do a couple of posts on their page, inviting their people to connect with you. So simple connector strategy. Number three, online networking groups, like business networking groups. Number four, other people's interest groups. So if someone else has, a group for lamps and you like lamps, maybe that's a good place to be social and connect with people. Do cross collaborations with business owners, other business owners. So maybe you promote something of theirs, they promote something of yours, and it's different audiences, same maybe people, or same type of person that you both serve, but you have different products, different services, and that could work really, really well. You could create your own interest group. So in that example earlier, let's say you really like lamps, you could create a lamp group and have people that come in that want that like to talk about lamps. And you might be wondering, what does that have to do with my financial product? And networking and inviting are different phases. And if you think about your first 10, 15, 20, 30 customers, do they connect with you because you were into what you were into, or they connect with you with something else? And then they were open to what you had to say because you had a bunch of other things in common. So that's the idea of creating your own interest group, hobbies or interest group. And then the eighth strategy is some sort of show, a daily show, like a podcast or a YouTube channel or a blog or something like that that you're operating on consistently. So those are 8 strategies for online. Let's say you're more of an in-person person. So strategy number 1, people that you know. We already know that one. And strategy number 2, take up some new hobbies or interests. So Haley's playing basketball. So I guess that's my hobby, is watching her play. There's lots of people at basketball games that I could talk to or connect with and have in my network. I personally started playing basketball. So all those team members, the opponents, going, I'm finding out places to play on the weekends with other adults, right? That would expand my network as well. So hobbies and interests. Strategy number 3, inviting people to host. This is a really, really critical skill, because even if I go and play basketball, I want to have those basketball players, maybe we get 1 or 2 of them to connect me with people they know, or host, even if they decide not to do the business. That opens me up to more people. So that is a good segue into strategy number 4. In person is inviting people to connect you, referrals. Strategy number 5 would be vendor events, farmers markets, and expos. Great way to meet people. I have a client who just enrolled 13 people at one event. Strategy number 6, business networking groups. Strategy 7, if you have an area of expertise that is outside of your network marketing business or really close to it, you could do speaking events for that thing that is not your network marketing business, have those people as connections, and then you can invite them to network marketing events, and we'll see who's interested. And strategy number 8 would be local partnerships or local business partnerships. I have a client right now who's working on setting up an appointment with a spa that might have their products there. So there's a bunch of different options. There's 16 that I could think of off the top of my head. And I don't think you need all of them. You just need 2 or 3 to get really, really good at. Now, if you want more details with these strategies, just let us know below. We have a workshop for online networking, like each of those strategies, the more of the details, some language, some next steps for you if you like that strategy. And then we have one for in person. So yeah, 16 strategies, lots of different ways to meet people. People are everywhere. And so it might take a little bit more of you and me being the friendliest versions of ourselves as we're out in the world. That's not a bad thing for us, for our souls, or also for the world. So I hope that this was helpful for you and that you have an amazing rest of your day. All right, bye.